priority theme for our agenda over the next 2 years?
First and foremost, this township has been ripped apart over the last 2 years with that adult qualified community. I think it's about time that this township stop fighting back and forth and that we look for a resolution. I think that it's imperative that we form individual focus groups and take a good look at all of the different aspects of the zoning, which is the most argued about issue over the last 2 years, so that we can heal this. It's absurd, the time that's being wasted, the money that's being spent, and we need to settle it. The second most important issue is to settle the sewer plant. There's a lot of arm waving and screaming that's going on about the expected rise in sewer costs, and I think because of my engineering background and knowledge of the timing of projects, that we can look for ways to step back from this and look at how we can slow the project a bit, try to get funding from granting agencies, and bring the schedule down to a pace which will match what we expect as future growth, but certainly not during a recession.
Well, I'd have to agree. Those two issues are, I'd say, the largest issues right now facing our township. In the next 2 years, we definitely have to find a resolution to the sewer plant and the ARC. My thoughts on the ARC are, I was never against the concept. I sit on the planning commission, and I said from the very beginning, I'm not against the concept. It's just the magnitude that the developer was proposing. 400 or 500 units or 600 units in our township is a lot. Just to put that in perspective, think of the 100 units on the townhouses. Now take 4 or 5 or 6 times that. And I think that would change our voting base and have a lot of problems there. As far as the sewer plant, I think that we should look at ways to slow it down also. I don't think there's a lot of developing going on. And I think another thing, I think we should check the infiltration that's going into our sewer plant and cut down on that. I heard that at the ambulance corps, they cut down on infiltration. There was a major infiltration problem there, and I think that's a big problem that should be looked at.
And next question, how can the politics of Lynn Township be made less divisional?
Well, I think these issues have divided our township a lot, and I think 2 years ago we thought we had a resolution to this ARC, and then over these last 2 years one of our supervisors changed course and they brought the whole thing back again. Now it's time to decide this and get it over with and move on, and we need to work together to get some of these things done.
Well, I have to agree with Brian on that. I think we need to form some citizen groups and some business groups to take a hard look at the zoning in the areas and see what the plus and minuses are. But I also think we need to stop the rumors and the lies and the backstabbing and come to a table together and talk about it, instead of whispering in the clubhouses and throwing stones from back corners. I think Brian or I, either candidate as supervisor, would be more than willing to talk to people, explain the positives and negatives, and move forward and listen to what your issues are and solve the problems, instead of saying, I'm only right and I'm only right. We got to stop it. It's childish. We have to grow up.